Okay, I'd like to call the Selectmen's meeting to order for May 3rd, 2021. Until further notice, to keep our members and staff safe and to comply with RSA 91-A, the state of emergency and the governor's orders, restrictions on public gatherings, the town of Alton has moved from in-person meetings to remote audio participation meetings. To remotely attend the meeting, audio only, visit our website, www.alton.nh.gov. For telephone access and remote access, instructions listed under news and announcements on the home page, or telephone the Selectmen's office at 603-875-2113 or 603-875-0229 between 8 and 4:30 for the dial-in code and meeting ID for each Selectmen's meeting. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can I get an agenda or approval?
Make a motion to approve the agenda
Second.
as written.
I had one.
Okay.
Are we going to go into personnel, into executive tonight?
In the non-pub?
Yeah.
Yes. What would you got?
I'd like to have personnel on there.
Personnel would be,
So A, B, or C? It's on the inside of your binder, the RSA?
Yeah. It'd be just for personnel.
oh,
No, you have to pick
You have to-
the specific one that applies to what it is you want to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah.
A. It's more representation.
Yeah, or A.
A? And what's the other one?
D, right here. Here,
A and
right.
D.
Yeah.
Just so I don't mess it up.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay. Is that it? No more additions?
But
Adjust yours to, include his A.
Yep. I amend my, agenda approval, recommendation, to also include, non-pub, pub.
Bob?
second. Yeah.
Yes.
Correct. Paul?
Yes.
Virgil, yes. Okay, announcements, we have none. Submission to public comments. I have a couple here I have to read. Okay. Response to public comments, Richard Shea. In reviewing the letter received by the Board of Selectmen from Mr. Richard Shea of 84 Roberts Cove Road. Oh, I don't need to read that one. After meeting with Highway Manager Ken Roberts during my orientation, I learned that the second phase of Roberts Cove Road was contingent upon future funding. In view of the plans, it appears that the survey work has been completed, but that the engineering for the drainage would still need to be completed. In reviewing the road with Ken Roberts, and we both agreed that there are sections of the roadway which will need to have some closed drainage engineering. It does not appear that the contract for engineering services has occurred, although the survey work was performed by Ekman Engineering, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and I would recommend that we obtain a proposal for engineering of the drainage and any necessary permitting. We will also need to conduct some boring to determine the subgrade and ledge depth. I would list this road as a priority over Lily Pond Road due to the number of properties which are accessed via Roberts Cove Road. I was advised by Mr. Roberts that Lily Pond Road was next on his reconstruction list and would be fit in as funding allows. I would recommend it as funding allows. That is Mr. Shay's. So we,
From the Public Works Director.
I was just gonna say, this came
Yes,
from
this
Scott,
from
this came
Scott.
from Mr. Kinman, I believe.
This is
Yes.
Dan-
Yeah, yes,
his
Public
letter.
Works Director.
now do we have the funding for that engineering?
I would assume there might be some in road reconstruction. That's something that
We'll
I
have
could
to
find out.
sit with Scott on that.
Yeah.
Okay, Penelope Blanchett. I reviewed,
Blanchard.
Blanchard. I reviewed the notification form dated 4/7/21 from Ms. Blanchett regarding her concerns of heavy truck traffic on Powder Mill Road. I would recommend we investigate resources available to conduct traffic counts with vehicle classification. This will assist in determining the vehicle road usage. I will check with the Chief Heath to see if the PD has a resources or equipment. If the town is a member of the Regional Planning Commission, they could assist with this resource. Okay,
Virgil, I use Stratford County Planning, Regional Planning, and they come in and do traffic studies for us all the time on different roads. And they give you a complete analysis of the road and how many vehicles and whatnot, and
yeah,
for part of it, it doesn't cost us anything, so.
No, the problem is the townspeople voted out, Lakes Region.
Oh, okay, okay, I didn't
We are
know
not
that.
a member.
All right, all right.
But we should, that's very important, you know,
The police department is working on it.
well, the counts of vehicles and classifications,
Yes,
that puts the issue to bed a lot of times.
Yeah.
it does.
Well, what say you? You want a traffic study? Or we want to wait for the investigation to get over and see what we come up with?
Well, the way I've seen it handled in the past is, buying a traffic counter. They're not that expensive. It's not that expensive piece of equipment. I mean, I don't mean go out and buy one tomorrow.
No, and
But in the
I'm talking
future-
down the road. And, you can learn so much from those. It's,
Absolutely.
yep.
No, I agree.
Okay. Next one is Keith DeRosa. Dear members of the Alton, Town of Alton Board of Selectmen and the Conservation Commission, I am writing to inform you that there is proposed changes to Bear Pond area and its surroundings by Powder Mill Snowmobile Club, and I believe the Southeast Land Trust. These clubs allegedly intend to construct new trails which will utilize the town roadways that the Bear Pond residents use year-round to access their homes. Myself, along with most of the homeowners, are concerned that we have not been formally notified or alerted of such activities, discussion, or proposed plans by the club or the town. We are also concerned that added stress to the small, quaint 12-acre pond will have a negative impact on our lifestyle and comfort, as well as become a deterrent to the area. We use Marsh Hill Road as it starts on the New Durham side of Merry Meeting Lake and travels uphill towards Gilman Corners in Alton. Along the way, Bear Pond Road, which is our driveway, branches left at a steep uphill paved grade towards the pond. The Bear Pond residents spend their own time and money continually maintaining the road as needed. As this is a Class 6 road, not maintained by New Durham or Alton, it is also necessary for us to spend considerable time plowing and maintaining the road during winter months in order to access our homes. If a ski-mobile trail is added to Bear Pond Road, it would make that effort more difficult. I myself built a small camp in 2004, Lot 71. I finally did this project after 40 years spending summers and winters on the lake in the area. Since 2004, I have been lucky enough to purchase lots 69, 70, 72, and most recently lot 76, which was a town auction sale about 2 years ago. Most, if not all, the homeowners have written confirmation that we have access to the common area, lot 81, as described in our deeds, formerly as Pinecrest Acres. This common area is apparently owned by the town of Alton, though that may need to be reviewed to confirm. Currently, there are a couple of boats and a sun canopy stored at the shoreline, and we park our cars at the lot above, for which there is only space for 2 vehicles maximum. Over the years, the most recently due the stress of the COVID-19 pandemic, we all have seen much more activity on the pond, along with new homes being built on Powder Mill Road, which residents also have access to the pond. Additionally, foot traffic and vehicular traffic has increased significantly. Recently, more trash, diapers, campfires, and human waste has had to be cleaned up by myself and other homeowners. Additionally, there has been a number of vehicles, ATVs, and dirt bikes that have treaded heavily and greatly disturbed the gravel and the hot top along the road. Myself and my fellow neighbors on Bear Pond Road have always been cordial and friendly to any visitor who have passed by our places to go fishing or take their dogs for a walk. These type of activities have never been an issue. We do understand this is a right-of-way. We feel that any additional attention or advertisement by the Snowmobile Club or Southeast Land Trust, or any added trail system would be dangerous or disastrous to our road, our home values, an already crowded pond, which has limited parking and shorefront to begin with. We would much like the opportunity to meet with you at your earliest convenience and discuss the issue in order to satisfy our needs. While I have tried to write a descriptive account of our thoughts, we have much more information that should be reviewed with you. We can arrange to meet with you at the area in question if that would better help you understand our concerns. Now, what's the board's wishes on it? Should we go up and meet
I
with
think
them?
we should take a look at it and hear any other comments from any other people.
Yeah, I think we should go up and look at it, and I think if there's stuff being stored on that lot, I think we have to look at that too. There's a
Yeah,
canopy and
the one
boat
that's
and
owned-
stuff on that lot.
Owned by the town.
Yeah. But I think we should go up and meet with them.
So you'll
I
need
mean, we
to,
can meet right at that lot.
yeah,
Now, the next page here, did you read that? On the page after that?
Yeah, that's a letter from the conservation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to that in a minute.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, that's kind of addressing the,
Yeah, the snowmobile issue.
Second
Yeah.
thought, let's not get excited just yet. I called Salt and talked to Debbie Ward, who is the
Ward.
land steward for New Durham. Silt has no property or holdings in the Marsh Hill Road area, has not had contact with Powder Mill Snowmobile Club, and is not doing any road construction on Marsh Hill Road. I then talked with Mike Gelinas, PMSC, Powder Mill Snowmobile Club. The club is making a new trail from Merrymeeting Lake to Devil's Den, which crosses Marsh Hill Road. Mike told me that the spring runoff was running down the middle of Marsh Hill Road, so they are doing some grading to get the water off the road. This project is just getting underway, and there will be more work and cleanup over the summer. So does that change any?
No, I
Let's make a date with them and,
I think it would still be good, even if,
well, it gives us a chance to look at.
it would give us a little better
Yeah.
knowledge of what's going on.
Well, we have to remember that is a Class 6 road.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Usually if the snowmobile club's doing anything, they come in and see us, because when they worked up there the last time, they come in and talked to us about it.
It wouldn't
They were
hurt.
going back doing Connor Road when they were crossing that one. But it wouldn't hurt to go up and meet with the people and see what's going on up there. And
Did you want to set a
yeah,
workshop date
well,
or
yeah, if you
site
could,
walk date?
yeah, if you could, set it up with them,
Okay,
late afternoon or something.
You're talking during the week or?
Yeah, late afternoon. You know, like 5:30 or something. Is that all right?
When are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm fine whenever.
6.
No.
Before dark.
Yeah, between 5:30, 6 o'clock is fine.
so,
Just to get their general consensus and their feelings a little bit more from some of the other residents.
Get a couple dates from them.
And like
Which you can see
Dean
it.
said, don't get excited about it, but at least
Makes a difference when you look at it.
take a look at it.
In person.
Yeah.
And Gene, would you like to meet with us up there?
Sure.
Okay.
That'd be a good idea.
It might not be a bad little landing for canoes or something, that lot,
yeah,
you know? Conservation take it and be able to put canoes in there. You know, for use.
We looked at that, we thought about that before, we just, nobody's ever gone up there to look it over with that in mind. We've been aware of that lot.
Well,
It's time to go up there and take a look at all
There's
these
a chance now.
situations
Yeah.
and see what we can come up with.
Yeah, 'cause it's nice to give townspeople another access to different bodies of water and stuff.
Well, they're kind of,
Well, I know,
But
but,
they're kind of concerned, they're
Yeah,
concerned
they're
about that.
concerned about that. too.
Yeah, that's why it's good to discuss it and I think, and actually review it and meet with some of the people and
conservation
Gene
does a
go out
good
with us.
job about, making sure it doesn't get screwed up and people aren't, abusing it and stuff, so.
well, what I'm talking about is traffic.
Yeah,
They're
that's
worried
what they're
about-
concerned about.
They've expressed concerns about traffic now and parking.
That's everywhere though.
You open, yeah, but if you open it up to more, you create this problem. And without addressing those concerns before you do it,
That's right.
you know, you're asking for trouble.
We could
Mount
be,
Major is a prime example.
That's right.
Jesus Valley Road
Yeah.
and going up and people parking on different
They
areas.
build these great, I'm not against this, hiking trails, but you have to have the infrastructure to support it down below.
Mhm.
And we don't consider, or different groups don't consider that when they develop them. And it's the state half the time.
Mhm.
Well, you don't have to advertise it, but you can put it so people can use it. Because I'm a firm believer, if the town owns waterfront, then the townspeople ought to be able to use it. And I'm a very firm believer in that.
I am too.
Okay, so you'll set up a date and everything?
yeah.
Okay.
There was one more page too.
DeRosa?
Yes.
There
There was one more page after that.
I got one page. Right. Oh. All right. For Keith DeRosa, we the abutters appreciate that there are, that's the one I just read.
No, you read the one before that.
We the abutters appreciate that there are no plans for a snowmobile trail on Marshall Road. However, the reason this was brought up is that there are survey tapes right at the bottom of Bear Pond Road originating at the top of Mount Bet, which leads us to believe that Powder Mill Snowmobile Club wants to access the pond as well. We are concerned why this is needed. Additionally, we would still like the letter I sent to go on public record with the Conservation Commission and the Selectmen's regarding other items within the letter, specifically Bear Pond Road access, the pond itself, and the issues we are having with higher use, trash, fires, potential milfoil that I neglected to mention earlier, etc., which we feel could have a negative impact on our properties. Is it in the intent of the committee to still file the letter possibly before the next meeting slated for May 3rd? Thank you again for all your help. And
His response was on the previous page.
Right. Is that,
oh, this is the same one.
is that a public pond? Is it, I mean, is it a public body of water? Or is it a private?
Well, it's been pretty much
Public,
private.
isn't it? No, it's private?
Yeah.
If it's private, then I don't, but if it's public, I don't know, we can tell the snowmobile club they can't go on it or not.
Conservation owns the backside, it's about 10 acres right there.
I'm saying, if it was a public pond, I don't know if you can tell people who can go on it and who can't go on it.
Well, it's public road into it, it's
Right.
just class 6.
If it's a private pond, then by all means, but I don't know as though you
I
can
don't believe it is.
tell them
I
more.
think it's always public.
The only way you can have a private pond is the body of land all around it.
All around it that
Owned
by the same person,
by the same,
or
or at least two people.
or the entity or whatever it is, right?
That's to the best of my knowledge.
I think that's correct.
I'm not a lawyer.
But looking into it a little bit
Yeah, but
further,
I
it's
definitely-
not gonna hurt anything.
No.
Look into it.
And I can see
If
where
we
they're
can
coming
help,
from.
we can. If not,
We have not.
I can see where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Why you wouldn't want that.
they're concerned.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
rightfully so. And I think it's our obligation to at least look into it.
No, I guess
Okay.
you're right.
Old business, Loon Cove Road, red listed bridge, the culvert up there. We can get Scott. Length of that at 11 feet, that's gotta be the width. Length of 18, 'cause that's two car. You know where it is, going to Loon Cove?
Mhm.
Culvert.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
stopped.
that's nothing but a culvert, yeah.
Yeah, that's not much.
No, it's a good sized culvert.
Yeah, it's just a metal culvert,
Both sides, I mean, right through.
Right through it, yeah. I looked at that last year.
Yeah, it's 2 inches all the way in.
Yeah, I'm dealing with one right now that's about 2 feet from the bottom, is rotted all the way down
Oh,
to the
geez.
inside of it, and it's in bad shape.
Mr. Kidman,
Good evening, how are you, gentlemen? And Liz?
good, you?
How you doing?
Good,
You get a chance
Very
to look
good.
at that?
I certainly did. I got a chance to look at it the other day. I've done a little bit of research with New Hampshire DOT relative to the latest inspection that was done of that. I received the report this morning. I've been in contact actually with a contractor who I utilized in New Durham to do some work over there. Mike Bean, who is
Yep.
well respected within the bridge building industry here in New England and actually up the East Coast. That way, Mike's been over. He was great. He came over Friday afternoon and took a look at it as well. I had already sent him some photographs on it. And he should have a price to me by Wednesday, hopefully for that.
Well, we gotta put it out to bid.
And I can, yeah, but it doesn't hurt to know where you're gonna be.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is the type of thing that he does. He basically, you know, he'll draft up a rough estimate on it, and pull some numbers together on that. And he'll give you an idea as to how he would tackle it. And if in fact there would be any permitting that would in fact be required. He tries to do things as much as possible without being intrusive and or disturbing any wetlands. He's very good at that way, and has done a number of these types of projects with these types of pipes, where he's been able to actually leave the base of that pipe in place and then actually put a bridge structure over it, which eliminates a lot of the very costly permitting process for this. So
We
Right
looked into
now, I
slide-
see that you have in your capital reserve fund looked like it was about $227,000 in the bridge fund for the town. And in my discussion with him today, you do have funding. It appears right now preliminarily that you may have funding in order to take care of this project. But it's all dependent apparently, as we go forward here and continue to evaluate it.
Yeah, because usually we put in for 80% with state for the bridges and stuff.
Yeah,
Virgil.
yeah, the 80% with the state would be paid back to you probably about 2032, I think was a number that
Maybe,
I was given today.
Maybe.
So maybe.
The,
Yeah, that's all contingent upon continued legislative funding on that. But C.R. Wilkie, who is in charge of the Bridge Aid Program, did get back to me today and said right now, any type of funds, that the town might receive from such a project would be, at least out that far before the town would receive some of those monies.
well, can we talk to the 2032?
2030.
We talk to the state, see if we can't put another entrance on the other side of that culvert?
That is part of the discussion that would need to take place, Mr. Chair, especially for the project itself because of the electrical wires that are there. It would require, in order to do that project, to converse with the state in regards to actually trying to get a access point, whether it even be temporarily up there on Route 11 from the old, as I call it, the old entrance of the old road.
Right.
And have we looked at maybe sliding one in it and then Tremmy pouring it?
I can tell you that my experience has been as far as them allowing for the slip line culverting to be done. The New Hampshire DES is not a fan of those. They like to have the bottoms of them
hydraulic pressure
basically
out,
left.
and it narrows the flow of the water coming down. I got one that's 96 inches right now under the road, and I wanted to slip line it because it was.
Sorry, Scott.
And they told me absolutely not, we will not entertain that.
Okay, so you've got this in hand and getting the information for us, Scott?
You bet. I'll continue to keep working and moving forward with gathering the information, and we'll then get that to you folks and go from there.
Scott, I'm actually
Yes.
working with Mr. King right now on 2 bridges, and he has significantly, I got quotes for the same bridge from 3 different people, and one of them was $1.5 million, one of them was like $940,000, and they were talking 300 days out. He's doing the whole bridge, and this is a bridge that goes through 2 states. It goes Wakefield to Acton. It's 34 feet long. And he's doing the whole bridge, the approaches and everything for $225,000. So, he saved us
Lots of.
a great deal of money. Just by going over the bridge instead of trying to get rid, he goes right over the top of it. He never touches the other.
No
stuff.
kidding.
It's all engineered. You get engineered plans. You get the card that takes the bridge off the red listed bridge. So that he sends it into the state. It's all engineered. The guy he's been a godsend for bridges for us, so.
Yeah.
And
All right,
Mr.
moving
Chair, I can share with Liz a link, actually. He sent it to me the other day in regards to how he tackles these, very similar to what Brock just mentioned. And that way I can forward that to her and she can share it with the board. It's a short video clip of a bridge that he actually did up in town of Wakefield. So I can share that with you. He did a video of that.
That'd be helpful.
Okay. All right, moving on. Highway Department, 2021 fleet vehicle. You want to go to the 1-ton instead of the 6-wheeler?
Yeah, that would be the proposal, to go for the 5500 series or 550 series vehicle to 19.5 GVW vehicle with a plow wing and central hydraulics with a hydraulic sander in it as well. And also to retro and modify the current fleet vehicle, which was a 2020 5500 vehicle that the department currently has, and that would be to add central hydraulics to that vehicle and a wing to that and a hydraulic sander as well. And I kind of outlined in that memo as to the rough cost breakdown that we've gathered some of that costing, and of course things would have to be sent out to bid, and then for both the cab and chassis and also the upfit for both of those vehicles. That would maximize efficiency of the department greatly by having those two vehicles upfitted in that condition versus buying another, six-wheel regular dump truck. Also adds to greater versatility for the department using it year-round versus only using it during the winter months.
Now, your price here, is that all equipped with the wing, sander and everything, or no? It's
Well,
awful low if it is.
the price that you actually, I have a breakdown there that kind of gives you a little bit of what the cab and chassis cost was.
Yep.
And also, it breaks down in there also the upfit cost as well, and putting that together. So, originally, apparently, it had been budgeted for about 65,000, just rounding the numbers up. And this proposed change in the CIP fleet plan would be a cost of about 141 and change. That's these preliminary numbers that I've been able to put together so far.
And that's upfitting the other truck too, Scott?
Yeah.
That's buying
That's
the new one
correct.
and upfitting the other one?
Yep.
So you're saving
That's
money?
correct. That's a full,
20.
yeah,
$20,000.
you're saving the actual overall, and then I put in there what the actual payback would be based on either the individual and or the combined.
What's the board's wishes?
I like it. Saves
Yeah.
us money, and I think it's gonna do
I
the
think it's a
job.
good idea.
Yeah, it really works out well with these types of vehicles, especially as you continue to add subdivision roadways. And as you know, you're up to 92 miles of roads now. So this basically saves about 50% of your time on your winter maintenance operations that way. Based on these vehicles themselves. Right now, and speaking with the staff, most of those are all done with just a pickup truck and or a 550 style vehicle with just a front plow, either a 9-foot or a 10-foot plow, having to make at least 2 passes, if not 3. And once again, they're plowing out on the west end, and they have several other smaller subdivision roads and very,
Few of those roads out
roads that
there are
would be a
tight.
lot easier.
Yep.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah, we have a lot of tight roads.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah, there is.
a good idea.
Makes a lot of sense to me.
Yep.
Better than 10-wheelers
Yes, yes.
plowing snow in the town hall.
Need a motion? Motion?
Have it put out to bid?
Yep, I'd make a motion to have that put out to bid.
I'll second.
The 5,500 Dodge.
I'll second.
Yep.
On the bid.
Does it have to be a Dodge though? Can it be anything?
No, it's gonna go out.
Any 5,500, right?
Gotta have 3 bids.
Right.
It has
That's
to-
correct.
Respect the weight of the truck, so forth.
All my concern was, is it doesn't necessarily have to be a Dodge. It could be a
No,
5,500 Ford. Right, okay.
As long as it's a generic bid.
That's why I've got to get 3 bids.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Whatever comes in, comes in.
Yeah, no, I just didn't know if it had to be 3, if you guys were going with the Dodge, but it had to be 3 bids from
No,
different dealerships for a Dodge, or how it was gonna work.
no, we like to see them from.
Yeah, I think that's
It's
a
always
good idea.
better that way.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Bob,
Yes,
Yes,
Yes.
Yes, all yeses. All right, we're all set on your truck. You may send it to bid.
Thank you.
Request
I'll
to
pull that
establish,
together and get it to town hall.
okay, now we have request to establish a Facebook page. Must want to become
Yeah, I
famous.
put a, yeah, I never thought I would actually be saying this after being a police chief and everything else. That social media is a communication tool of today. But as you probably most have seen, it is a very good communication tool. A lot of people are utilizing it. This would
Oh,
be,
absolutely.
initially we would set it up as a non, it would basically be what we call a non-comment
Yes, yeah.
Facebook
That
page.
should be.
If people
Just
had,
information.
yeah, if people had a question, then they would contact us directly.
Yep, I like that.
Yeah, because that's one of the things we requested when planning board did it too, is that we don't get in arguments on it or anything. We don't,
I see no problem.
answer questions over the Facebook.
It's a sign of the times.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
I like the idea of not having comments on it.
And it shouldn't be.
Is a very good
Yeah,
thing.
No comments, it's informational only.
Yep.
Can I get a?
I'll make a motion to, let the highway department, start a Facebook page without commenting.
I second that motion.
Motion made by Brock, seconded by Paul. Should say that because we're on tape. Would help. Any discussion? Bob?
Yes.
Yeah.
Brock?
Yep.
Paul?
Yes.
Virgil, yes. You're all set on your Facebook page, sir. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for checking in with us. All right, now we have,
Good evening. Thank you.
Good evening.
now we go to Conservation Commission. Dean would like to come up to the table.
Good evening.
Good evening. How you doing, Gene?
Okay, this is on grant proposal, Eastern Brook Trout Stream Restoration Incentive.
Yeah, I have to apologize because I'm actually coming here seeking forgiveness.
Okay?
I've learned recently that if we're to apply for a grant, or if we wish to, that we're supposed to get your approval prior to making application.
We already got the grant.
Well, Belknap County Conservation District came to us about 2 weeks before the grant was due to be submitted and said, would you like to participate? Not in the trout stream part, there's quite a bit to that thing.
Yep.
But part of it is also to develop management and management plans on town-owned land. And we had, in 2019 or 2020, we had put in our budget money to develop a management plan on the Gilman parcels, which amount to about 400 acres of town. COVID came along, you guys asked us to cut back on expenses, so we didn't do it. Turns out, I think we had something like $3,000 in the budget. That's not enough. But this thing came along, and they're willing to put in for the grant, and we'll hire someone to do a timber cruise and develop a management plan. It's a 100% grant, up to $5,000, and we think $5,000. Talked to a couple of foresters, and they thought they could do it for about that amount of money. So I'm here belatedly seeking your permission to apply for that grant. Or to let Belknap County Conservation District apply for it.
Your behalf.
Right.
And we're participating.
Right.
I mean, I feel as though it's a great thing.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
But just developing management plans, something we've been wanting to do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, got to put the money in the budget and all that. So, as I understand the process and the procedures, if we're then successful, we have to come back to you and then seek your approval to actually accept.
Right.
So hopefully you'll see me again on this subject. But that's what that was, and this is basically the grant application which you have in front of you.
Make a motion.
Take probably 2 or 3 years to get everything.
To get everything in order.
Really, that
Yeah, by the time they do the work, and then she has, follow-up reports and things that are listed in there.
Kind that gets from A to B.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, and it's a challenging place up there because of the, isotria, you know, the rare orchid that's found on those properties. So, it's gonna be a little bit of an interesting management plan.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for that. I don't know whether,
I make a motion that we allow conservation to put in for the grant.
Second?
For Eastern Brook Trout Restoration Initiative. Yep.
Yeah, well, it's for the forestry,
Yep.
as proposed. There we go.
That's the word.
yeah, we do have, a brook trout project going on Herd Brook, but it's not
Right.
part of this.
Not part of this. Okay.
Yeah, that's through Trout Unlimited, and, I think you guys know about, and that's well underway.
That's great.
Right, we have a motion from Virgil, seconded by Brock. Bob?
Yes.
Brock?
Yep.
Paul?
Yes.
Virgil, yes. Takes care of that one. Next is plan for Stockbridge Corner parcels, map 5, lots 73 and 4.
Yeah, we talked about this, on July 1, 2019. And those parcels were taken by the town for taxes quite some years ago. And I gave you the history and all that on it. And you guys made a motion at that time to, proceed with essentially giving the property over to
Conveyance, yeah.
to conservation. And there was something mentioned in there, in that motion about a deed, needing to be done. And a while back, I ran across that, so I contacted Liz to see if that deed had been executed, it hadn't. So then I got in touch with, town attorney, and he said that in order for the Conservation Commission to properly take control of that land, properly and permanently, that we needed to submit to you a management plan, which you can then approve, and then that puts the land properly under our supervision and control. So that's the purpose of this, and it's pretty simple, and at the same time, it's complicated by the fact that, Prospect Forest Enterprises holds the.
And that's just what I was gonna ask you, did we talk to Jim on that? To see if that goes with the property when we took it over, why somebody else still has timber rights to our property?
Well, I think that if you go back and look at him, Tree Growers did the subdivision out there that Bedminster Road and runs around on 28 and on Stockbridge. At that time, they separated the timber rights from these two lots and made them a separate.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is if we took up the taxes, then my feeling is he should lose timber rights too, and it doesn't matter who it is, if we've taken them for taxes. And I think.
Yeah, that's
into it.
certainly for the attorney, I cannot answer.
Yeah, and I think that the Conservation Board should get a hold of Jim and ask him to look into that.
I was informed a few.
Just, I think I would much rather you, the selectmen, sought that, because, you know, you took the tax deed, and if that was supposed to be part of it, then it should have been.
Look into that, Liz.
Yes.
And I have talked with Prospect Forest Enterprises, Peter Carroll.
Yeah. Nice guy.
And he's willing at the very least to give us a first right of refusal on those rights. So, perhaps when he retires or whatever, he may have a chance to buy it.
Work something out.
So, there's maybe a little light at the end of that tunnel, but, in the meantime, we try to encourage him to use best management practices and go right on the timber.
He does pretty good anyways when he goes in and cuts.
Generally is.
Yeah.
So that's what we're looking for, is for you to formally give us management and control of those two lots.
Get a hold of Jim for that one. For the management and control.
Yes.
Do you need a motion for that one?
Well, if you're going to approve their,
Well, you want us to.
Lot 73 and
Yeah.
Accept this management.
Public
plan.
access landowner.
And then if there are legal things that need to be.
Hunting and fishing will be allowed.
That motion. Can I get a motion to accept the management?
I got a question. On the last paragraph of the first page here,
Yeah.
it mentions different lots.
73 and 74.
Well, it says lot 17,
So lot 17, 5.
yeah, map 5. lot-
Map 5, lot
Map 5,
74.
lot 74.
Yeah,
Map 5,
Lot
lot 73, and lot 17.
yeah. I just got a little
What page
confused.
you want, Bob?
Huh?
What page are
The
you?
first page, Virgil, right at the bottom.
Right, this one here.
Out of the 2 pages, it's the first page.
Yeah.
I was just confused.
Right on the bottom. I don't think you're on the same.
The bottom one, Bob, is just saying that it's map 5, lot 73 and lot 17 of that one, and then map 5, lot 74 of the next one.
Right, I think so.
I think it's just
I think that's
confusing
all.
how it's written is all.
Yeah, but what
Property
lot?
16, map 5, lot
Right.
73, and lot 17, map 5, lot 74.
Right.
I think there's,
So this was for,
lot 17 was another lot that we thought we were interested in.
yes,
It was one that was down on the Merry Meeting.
Right, that you didn't take.
We weren't interested in.
Right.
That somehow got rolled into that motion.
Yeah,
I think that's
I was just
either a typo or a mistake.
Yeah, the way
Yeah, it's just
it's
written.
a little
yeah.
confusing.
I was just confused, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's-
rightly so.
Lot 17 is not involved in what the management plan that we're asking for.
Okay.
Okay, just 73.
And so-
70.
In 74.
Okay. Okay.
Make a motion that we accept the management plan for lot 73, 74, map 5 from conservation, and have it sent to the attorney for, conveyance deed for them to take ownership of it.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Any more discussion?
If I may,
Yes.
I'm not sure that it needs to be deeded any different.
No, but you gotta have a
We
conveyance.
just have to have, management and control. I think that, in fact, that's the way it's worded in RSA, what is it, 36A.
If we vote to give you control now, it's done without I would think that.
The only way we could make it any more airtight.
I would think you'd have to have something written on the deed, though.
Well, no, because it's all town of Alton.
Well, I know, but you don't want, down the road, 10 years from now, you don't want a board to be able to pull that away from conservation and
Once
put it
it's
out to
given-
auction.
Once it's given to us under those
Conditions.
conditions and under RSA 36A, the way it's written, it's permanent and it's
Okay.
not to go.
Yeah, that's binding, isn't it? That's,
Yeah.
yeah.
The only thing we could do to make it any more airtight would be to put an article on the warrant to make it into a town forest.
Yeah, I just don't want it to be pulled out later on and be able to go to auction or something like that.
I don't think it
I
can.
don't think it can.
I don't think it can. That's what the
That
RSA
can't
protects.
happen anyway. I was looking at the RSA, and once you do this,
Once it's done.
yeah, we have
Concrete.
management and control. But we could take that extra step if we wanted to.
Well, that depends on the conservation board.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will change my motion to accept the best management plan for lot 74 and lot 73 on map 5 and convey the rights over to conservation board.
I'll second it.
But you had second.
Yeah.
I'll take the second.
Any more discussion? Oh,
No,
you don't want to do this?
no, you said any more discussion?
Yeah.
I said no.
Oh, all right, I'm taking it up to a vote. Paul?
Okay.
Yes. Rob?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Virgil, yes. There. Hopefully sets that all up. Thank you, Gene.
Thank you very much, Gene.
We do the, non-public at the end of the meeting. So we do-
Yeah. All right, selectmen's reports. Bob?
I just had one concern. I had, 2 residents, question me about wearing masks in the town hall. And of course, looking at the state mandate, the governor pulled the mask mandate, from the best of my knowledge. And the question is, do we have the right to mandate masks being worn in the town hall? And I'm in favor of it right now, of course. Because we do supply, I explained it to both people, we supply the level of service. You can still get your service, just a different way. You know, I went around, I called the chief, head of emergency management, and he backed up basically everything I thought. And, but I just want to let you know, there's people out there that think they should be able to come into the town hall.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Well, my
Because of the state pulling the mandate.
Right, and I think that some of the stores and everything still have masks.
See, the stores,
And even the restaurants.
it says in his, if I remember correctly.
It's also up to, private owned companies.
But even.
And it's also up, I'm sorry.
But we can, this is our town hall, we can set rules and regulations here.
Right, and it would also be up to emergency management team.
Legally, yeah.
Legally.
I'm just saying legally, we're in, to the best of my knowledge, we're in good, one person, not threatened, but mentioned, going to court, you know. I says, well, be my guest, don't threaten me.
Well, I think you
Exactly.
I think you gotta send them the call emergency management to, let them, because we gave the rights over to them until this thing's over.
That's correct.
They
They're,
mandates that.
Right, and I have a feeling after
the state does the mandates, but the emergency management team can still do what they feel is necessary.
Right.
For town.
And I think after the 7th of this month, I think it's gonna be a whole different thing that we're coming back to anyway. But I agree that we need to start working towards a plan to open things back up. And we get people in here for these meetings, so they can have a voice as well.
But
We all agree.
we've also been pretty
have
lucky through this thing, that emergency management's done, I think, a damn good.
Oh, they done it,
They have,
yeah,
they have.
absolutely.
Down and keep people pretty safe.
And
Done very
it's
well.
actually been manageable, so they've been able to manage what's,
And when I
If
call.
we were able to get things done, and that was the main thing, is still be able to get our work done
Yep.
legally.
And when I called the chief, he was very, helpful, you know how he is.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I
of
mean,
course he is.
you know, generally concerned himself. I just wanted to let you know.
Thank you. Brock?
I had people come, something to do with, and I'm not real familiar, but I said I would bring it up, with the parking on Jesus Valley Road.
Close.
As far as closed, but something about a sign at the end of it saying vehicles weren't allowed to go down there and park at the beginning of the road.
Yes, it's right out on Route 11.
Okay.
Because they blocked the road off, that you can't get fire equipment, and the people
Right.
that live there can't get out because they're hiking Mount Major.
Okay, see, the way it was brought to me is they wouldn't allow a sign at the end of the road saying, don't come down there. So I just, like I said, I don't know a lot about it, so I just,
Yeah, we didn't have much of a choice because the poor people that lived there couldn't get out of their.
Yeah, it seems like it gets a little crowded.
Oh, it does.
Oh, yeah. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
if there was ever a fire down there, you'd never get a
I
truck
mean,
through.
we have Reed Road access up there that a lot of people can use,
Right,
so.
okay, yeah, and I said I would bring it up, and That's what I did.
Paul?
Just to touch on a few things, we weren't able to have a water bandstand committee meeting, for weather purposes, but I did,
Now, do you use town hall for those meetings?
no, we haven't. We haven't been able to. But we've been meeting, outside at the gazebo down in the bay, but the weather hasn't been cooperating the last couple of times. But
Feel free, to use town hall if you want.
it was also busy at the time with other committees.
Yeah.
One thing I did get informed last Friday from the state, which is for the Marine Patrol, and we got approval, and we will be getting a permit for the water ski show, with also this year having a ski jump.
Oh, cool.
We'll have a ski jump included in that, so.
I think it's
that
cool
is
to watch. I think that's amazing to watch them like now.
Any jump for the kids over there to practice?
I don't think so. No, it's gonna be supplied by the ski show.
They usually store it over on the side there. They're not gonna do that.
Might be a liability issue there.
Yeah, just a bit.
In this day and age.
Yeah, they're not gonna.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a one hour event.
No, it's a nice event.
Yeah, it is.
Trying to bring it back anyway.
I enjoy watching it.
Also, we just had our first meeting for the tiny home committee has met, and we selected officers, so that is underway.
Nice.
And lastly, the master plan committee has narrowed it down and went down to one person that the committee has agreed on proposing to the selectmen and to the planning board. And that'll be coming up in the next meeting.
Now, have you, as the bandstand committee, thought of like maybe an ice race down there? Saturday night or?
Ice race,
racing.
in the winter, having ice.
Dogs, just have fundraiser down there, just ice racing.
No, we haven't discussed it.
What would you need
When
for
you
ice
say ice racing, you mean?
a foot to house cars and I know we do planes, so it's.
We do, as far as the state is concerned, with the ice runway itself, we basically determined, 1 foot is what we need.
Right.
To get a 10,000-pound vehicle on safely and
Safely.
plow the
Okay.
runway. It's not necessarily for the aircraft.
Right.
It's for getting it correct.
I think that'd be a great idea.
Tufton Road still.
Mm-hmm.
At the very end, they had it across on the pond.
Sure.
Draws quite a crowd.
Yeah, it sure does.
Be a good fundraiser.
There
Even-
has been talk about bringing that back, but it'd just be a matter of locating where the best place would be.
Even snowmobile races, like, have you seen the vintage, where they go around in circles and the old vintage snowmobile racing?
Yeah.
That's kinda cool to watch too.
The other one, they used to be the radar,
It's a big thing, yeah.
there used to be the snowmobile radar
Yeah.
runs.
See,
and
I remember
that-
those.
That used to be in the
That-
bay,
that used to
and
be-
that just fizzled out.
That used
So
to
that's
bring a
something
big
else.
crowd.
A lot of people used to come for that.
Yeah.
That draws a lot.
Yeah, so that's all I have.
Okay, mine is conservation, and you've got the information in there that they're getting ready to do, herd brook restoration.
Yep.
Stuff, which is a great thing. Count up there for fish, coming up that brook.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good.
Now, town administrator.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have about a half a dozen things tonight. The first item has to do with the solid waste department and the compactor repairs. And I'd like to ask the board permission to allow the superintendent to be allowed to speak to you.
Yes.
Was the board good, yes?
Yes, yes,
Absolutely, yep.
definitely, yes.
Yeah. Have Scott speak to us about the,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
containers up there?
Whatever.
Yes, can we get Scott? Scott?
Yeah, good evening, Select Board.
Good afternoon.
How you doing,
me?
Scott?
Good, you?
Good.
All right, I'm looking to get approval to get my compactors repaired. That's the trash compactors, where you throw your trash in. The floor and the ram is worn. Now, every spring I have these serviced and checked out. Last year they were fine. I just had them serviced, and they're worn. You know, they're 11 years old, and they need to be done as soon as possible because the price of steel is increasingly.
Good.
And for the other problems come along, 2 guys to do it. It's gonna take about a day and a half per machine, so we're looking at 3 days, maybe a little more, depending. And that's Atlantic Cycling. That's for $17,235, and we're looking to fund this out of the recycling involvement account. And, that has been changed during the election, if you remembered, you know, the help with the equipment and the trash, so. So I'm looking to get this approved. Yeah,
No, go ahead. Go ahead, finish up.
and I talked to the Atlantic Recycling, the owner, and to replace them, it's basically $25,000 each. So you're looking at $50,000 to have them replaced with new ones. And he said after we line them, you'll get another 10 years out of them, then it'll be time for brand new ones.
Let me ask you something. You said the Rams
Yep.
are gone. Is that 17,000 include repacking them and rebuilding everything? Or just
No,
the metal?
the ram is the push part, the square piece that pushes the trash in the compactor.
It's not the piston, it's
It's
just,
not the piston behind it.
Just the plate.
it's just the plate that
No.
pushes the trash into the compactor.
Yep. See, they have to disconnect that, pull it out, put it upside down, and weld the steel to it.
Right.
The only thing they put in their quote, you know, if they take it apart and they find the pistons are leaking, that's another added expense. Hopefully we don't have that. I don't see it, but you don't know until you get it out.
Right.
And that's one of those things where you don't know until you got it apart.
Yes, Paul.
Scott, Paul,
Yep.
the steel at the bottom of these, now that's all worn and getting punky. Now, does that get all cut out and replaced, or does that whole thing get replaced?
No, they actually, what they do, they put it on top of that. It's an AR400, which is very hard steel. And they do what they call a plug weld. So there's holes in that new steel, and they set it down, and they weld it all in.
Okay.
Now, this company we've been dealing with since '93. Been a great company. I've called them on the weekends. The owner himself, if I come in a little problem, we can deal with it over the phone. If not, he'll come up personally and do what he can, and that's free of charge. You know, a lot of times it's something simple or whatever, something electronically thing or whatever, but no, we've had good luck with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good company. I also work with those guys, and they do a good job.
Atlantic Recycling.
Yeah.
Scotty,
Very good.
I want you to keep in mind too, when we come up to the next voting, if we only got $541 in the 2 capital reserve funds, you should think about a warrant article to add some money in there so we're covered in case something happens.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So there's a little bit of money.
Last few years it was taken out.
Right. But I think we should.
So I think maybe, up it up to 20 grand instead of 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to make sure we got money in there in case something happens.
Emergency.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just
Well,
have
and
it whether it's 25 or 50 grand or something, just in case something
Like this.
unforeseen.
Anything
At
unforeseen.
11 years old, these things push a ton of trash in them.
Especially-
And then you've gotta add
every
another
day.
10 years to it by that. You might have something catastrophic happen where it's not gonna last
Well,
10 years.
we've been through it with the baler and everything
Yeah.
else up there.
Yeah, I just replaced both of mine, and it's spendy.
Well, I think we gotta more or less approve this, but
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
I like a little more planning. Okay, this didn't happen, but I think we should have, with all due respect, we should have something in writing from the company explaining what they're doing and the price. I mean, we can approve it tonight, but.
Yes.
But
Scotty, did you get a slip of what they're gonna do and everything?
Yeah, you should have all that.
There isn't enough companies to
Don't have that. That's all we got, right?
yeah, see, and this outfit's been doing this for,
Yeah, these are the best.
We're not required to put it out to bid.
well, we should be going,
Did we get more than this? He says we got all the what they're doing and everything else. I couldn't find it in mine.
No, I only have emails.
Yeah.
That was bid.
Scott, we don't have all
Yeah.
the paperwork. All we got is a memo for compactor repair.
And these guys.
Okay, sorry about that, 'cause I have it all right here, written down, everything they're doing and the breakdown of the price.
Yeah, he's,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't see
Can
it.
you send us a copy of that?
Bob.
What's that?
Can you send us hang on a minute.
This company's very good about their write-ups and whatnot. I just don't think we got it in front of us.
Oh, no.
Hang
But
on a
I've,
minute.
No, I just asked, we should have it.
yeah,
Hang on a minute. Can you send us a copy of that paperwork on what they're gonna do?
Yeah, I can do it first thing in the morning.
Yeah, if you could email it to Liz.
Yep.
I'll forward it out.
I thank you. All right.
If you want,
Yeah.
Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to, approve the $17,235 to Atlantic
Atlantic
Recycling for the repair of the compactors.
I'll second.
Motion made by Brock to repair the compactors at the transfer station to be awarded to Atlantic Recycling Equipment of Rollinsford, New Hampshire, in the amount of $17,235, seconded by Paul. Any more discussion? Bob?
Yes.
Brock? Paul?
Yes.
Virgil, yes. You should be all set there now, Scott.
okay, thank you. I'll do that first thing in the morning.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
Have a good evening,
Yep,
Scott.
thank you. You
Thank
too.
you.
Now we're back to you.
Yep, thank you, Mr. Chairman. The next, item I wanted to bring up was you will see a yellow piece of paper at your seat. This is, for your information that the governor has declared May 2nd through the 8th as Municipal Clerk's Week.
Now, I think we should frame this and give it to Lisa. You know, at least frame one.
Oh, definitely.
I do. I think it'd be.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Say,
So it's just for
say the
your,
governor
Yeah.
declared the day for her.
when you see any of the staff, you could say something to them if you wanted.
Let me ask you something. Should we send?
Each one of these, we should sign them, and each one of them, give them all from the selectmen.
Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
say the governor was thinking of you. Should we
Okay.
buy him a plant for the office down there or anything?
Okay.
What's your thought? No,
I think it's fine.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I'd be all for that, Joe. What are you thinking? Just anything,
well,
even.
that's up to her, because you don't want me to pick plants.
We'll take care of it.
You get chocolate. You get chocolate.
Okay, we'll have something nice delivered.
That'd be nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The, next thing that I wanted to bring up has to do with the, a vacancy that's going to be here pretty soon in the Selectmen's office for Executive Secretary. We're going to be having interviews on the 12th, which is next week,
Since you brought it up,
on a Wednesday, and I'm looking for a selectman to participate.
hang on now, because I want to take the board's wishes on this. I understand that we have one that's been groomed in that office for executive secretary. And my feeling is she's willing to accept it. I think we should be moving her over
So,
for a
this is-
secretary to
Okay.
go into it.
But there's a process.
This is, what you just talked about is personnel in non-public session.
That's what
I haven't mentioned any names.
Oh,
Doesn't matter, it's identifiable.
All right,
So-
I'll discuss it in non-pub.
Okay. All right, so I'll put a hold on that. The next item is I'm looking for a workshop date for all of you to attend in regards to the personnel policy review and
Oh, yeah.
questions and answers and get it approved and get that going. So what would work for you?
Can't be the 10th.
Anything other than Monday, Wednesday, or Thursdays, or Wednesdays for me lately.
yeah, Wednesdays,
Tuesday,
I,
what are
Tuesday's the
you
only
talking
day.
about, next week, or?
Tuesday's the only day I got.
Yeah, Tuesday works the best, because I got meetings on my work on Wednesday, so.
Tuesdays for me.
Tuesday,
Tuesday works.
Tuesday, Depending on the
As long as it ain't the third Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Not this Tuesday.
Okay, but normally any Tuesday?
Yeah, as long as I know in
All right.
advance, you know? Yep,
We'll send you a memo.
like tomorrow, I'm gone.
All right,
I got a lot of committees and meetings and everything's coming up.
okay, so I'll have,
A week.
you'll be getting a call this week.
And there's homework besides.
Study group.
No, we gotta do research and stuff and send it in.
That's all I have.
That's it?
Yeah.
Does Brock have a copy of that?
I don't believe I do.
No policy, yeah, you should have.
It says.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The new, yeah.
I do not have one. I know you should have one.
You probably have the current one, or do you have the current and the proposed? I know you were given at least the current one.
I don't think I was. Yeah.
Yes, every new selectman gets a whole bunch of
Yeah.
packets
Oh, I
and
did.
documents and booklets from the staff and selectmen's
I
office.
never got that.
I didn't either. I didn't get that. I didn't
I
get
did.
that.
I got one after I asked for it.
Well,
No, I did get one.
okay,
I've been a few,
I got the revised one. You know,
I've got the old one and the revised one, and
Yep.
Liz also supplied an extra copy, in one of our meetings, within the last month or two, of the old.
So regardless, I don't have one, and I'll get one.
You mean the
Yeah, I will get a revised copy.
Make it easy. When we do the workshop, can we all get them again?
you'll get them
Don't
before.
really want it, it's a lot.
Yeah, I know.
36 pages, I think it is.
Yeah, it's.
They're on a Tuesday.
A lot.
Unless we do Saturday.
Mine's 136 pages.
Oh, jeez. Good luck, I'll take ours then.
Yeah.
I can't remember it. I just read through it, you can't remember it. It's too much there.
Then you get
All right, so that's it with that. Now we go into
Yeah, you were here.
Well, no, you gotta
Cost each other and-
agenda,
Oh, yeah.
consent agenda. Oh, minutes.
approval of minutes.
Approval of minutes.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I move we, April 20th, regular session, I approve, make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second?
Motion made by Bob, seconded by Brock. Any discussion? All those, Paul,
Yes.
Brock.
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Virgil, yes. Minutes for April 2021 is approved. Non-public,
Mr. Chairman,
yes. Would you,
I make a recommendation that the two items are kept sealed.
I agree. Does everybody agree with that?
Yes.
Make a motion that we approve the 2021 non-public sessions, keeping 1 and 2 sealed.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Bob?
Yes.
Brock?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Virgil, yes. All right, consent agenda.
I'll make the motion, Mr. Chairman, to accept the consent agenda as printed.
Second.
Motion made to approve this consent agenda by Bob, seconded by Paul. Brock?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Virgil, yes. Okay, they consider that. Discretionary action or request for appointment?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
one item listed on the agenda for that, and you'll see my recommendation on page 2 of the document in your binders. My recommendation is to deny his request to meet with you because the town of Alton is not in the Conval School District, and this has already been discussed by Mr. Haas on the board on June 13th, 2019.
Yeah, because that was.
I agree,
Yeah.
you'd be going to the school board with it. What is the board's wishes?
No.
Rob?
No, I don't, no.
Bob?
Yeah, I agree with the recommendation.
Recommendation is no. Okay. I make a motion that we go into non-pub under RSA 91-A, colon 3, comma 2, comma D and A, for property and personnel.
Second?
Oh, excuse me, I'm sleeping.
Okay, Paul?
Yes.
Brock?
Yes.
Bob? Yes. Virgil, yes. We are now into non-pub. we made a motion to.
Let me just, are we open? Okay.
We made a motion to come out of non-pub under B, render a purpose action ineffective. And I'm making a motion to seal the minutes of the non-public. Under letter B.
Which is render action.
I render a proposed action ineffective. I gotta read that bottom part?
No.
No, not
No.
to abolish.
No.
Okay, Bob.
Well, you need a second. Who seconded it?
Oh, Paul did.
Okay.
Bob.
Yes.
Rob.
Yes.
Paul.
Yes.
Virgil, yes.
Thank
We
you.
need to come in and out of that now, ain't it?
Yeah.
I have to wait and see what they
Okay.
want to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second. Motion made by Paul, seconded by Virgil. Bob.
Yes.
Rob. Paul.
Yes.
Virgil,
Sir.
yes. At
7:43,
42.